Ladies and gentlemen, how the fuck are we? I can fucking hear today. Holy shit. I'm feeling a little better. I think I'm gonna feel even better after I go to the gym, but we had to get a pod in first because the new hours Bayo has us working. We work 4 days a week, 36 hours, so 9-hour days. So I'd be getting off at 30:30. Why did I say that? I've been getting off. I'm gonna stop trying to talk like I'm black. Let's just calm down. I've been getting off 3:30. Everybody gets off at 3:30 now. It's kind of weird, but it only gives me a select amount of time to do a solo podcast and hit the gym. So we got to start doing the solo pods and then hit the gym. That's why we got a cup of coffee here today. I'm not going to be drinking coffee every day because time is it? Oh, it's 3:57. Coffee at 4 o'clock is devious because the half-life of coffee, or of caffeine in general, it's like 12 hours, or the half-life's like 6 hours. So it's going to start going out of your system around 10 o'clock. So that means in another 6 hours, so 4 o'clock, is when it's really left your system. It takes a long time to get caffeine. We don't really think about these things. We don't think about how long the substance is going to remain in our system. And now that I'm wondering this, let me look this up real quick. How long does alcohol stay in your system? 6 to 72 hours. That's insane. That's crazy. I didn't know that. 72 hours it can stay in your system if you drink enough. Interesting. But I had to come back. Let me get a sip of coffee. It's hot. I had to come back because I can't just leave you with the podcast I left yesterday. I mean, I haven't watched it. It might be decent, it might not be. But the way I was feeling during it makes me believe that might be a shitty podcast because I felt terrible. When I feel terrible, the podcast comes out terrible. And I can't leave it like that. This is my pride and joy. We can't just throw it away and just do terrible podcasts. We got to make sure they're good. So, I wasn't going to do one again today. I was asking Cheese if he wanted to do one. He's not wanting to do one, but I wanted to do one, and then I wasn't gonna. Because I'm like, maybe I should just focus on the gym today, because I'm going to be tired a little bit after the podcast. But then, I was sitting in that bagel line, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, we all gate 1 at least, all funnels out this one road. Some people go to the opposite direction, but most people are going this direction towards Mason City, Lake Mills, Leland, all this other place. That's where everybody usually is going. So this one road everybody's sitting on is like backed up all the way to the fucking Bago because it's a small road and they don't really think this through, but now we're all leaving at the same time, so it gets packed up. But my main point was I was sitting there thinking. I got like 5 minutes, 10 minutes to sit there and think. So I was thinking, do I do a podcast? Do I not? And I wasn't gonna. I was just gonna go to the gym. But then I'm like, nah. I already said I'm gonna do a podcast. If I say I'm gonna do a motherfucking podcast, I'm gonna hold myself accountable and do a goddamn podcast. I don't give a shit. If I'm tired after this, I'm still going to the gym. I got my goddamn sweats on. We're ready to fucking gear up and go. I just gotta get my shoes on, which I was gonna do before this podcast, but I forgot. But what I wanted to fucking talk about today is very fucking cool shit. I mean, it's cool, it's scary, it's fucked up, but it brings hope. Okay, how do I want to word this? From what I've been learning these past 5 years, and what I've learned from like ancient history, civilizations, how they used to fucking live, how human beings are meant to live, what society looks like now, everything that's going on, our mental, physical, spiritual health. it all looks like it's all tied in. I mean, it doesn't look that way. It's all tied in together. And it's all one fucked up thing. Just masquerading as a bunch of fucked up things. It's all one machine. What I mean by that is the government regulators are paid off by... There's a lot of fucking... Okay, I don't want to say all that because I'm going to be talking in some territory that I'm not well versed in. But my main point is, if you watch where the money's moving, where it's going, it's all tied in together. All the stocks, all the companies in there, the fucking big corporations running everything, the media, all this shit. And it sounds like a conspiracy theory, obviously, but it's not. Even if it does sound like a conspiracy theory, how are they not all tied in together? It's in one nation. You think that other nations, that their media things don't talk to each other at least? Like, try to trade news sources and shit like that? Like, I'm sure they do. It'd be the smart thing to do if you're a journalist. Journalist sounds a lot like communist. I don't know why I thought that, but it's pretty much what journalism now is now. It's just communism. It's fucking repeating propaganda bullshit until people believe it. And that's essentially what they've done to us. Because I just found out today that the definition of medicine is something prescribed by a medical professional that is supposed to mitigate, get rid of, or it's basically somebody who prescribes something, not necessarily a medicine, like a pharmaceutical drug or something. It's just somebody who prescribes something that helps to mitigate some kind of ailment or get rid of it completely. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I just found out that it's right now, right this fucking minute, it's 100% legal to prescribe gym memberships to people. You could prescribe good food to people. You can prescribe sleep to people. It's just the fact that it's all fucking focused on these substances. That's what we're focused on. And that all started back when the Rockefeller Foundation, he changed medicine. When we used to look at medicine as we need to boost up our immune system, we need to heal our body. So that means eating right, sleeping right, exercise, everything we can do to boost our immune system. That's behavioral skills. And then, if things don't work, we can take supplemented vitamins or supplemented protein or supplemented creatine. And maybe we could do it just because to improve our overall health. And then after that, it was these other things, okay? And Rockefeller changed it to where these substances, I'm trying to dance around what the fuck I'm saying, because I don't know what the fuck I can say freely anymore without fucking this shit getting taken down. I just heard about somebody on another podcast I listened to today. Somebody's podcast got taken down for medical misinformation. Mine could be in the same boat. That's why I got to be careful with, and I don't want to be careful. I don't think I should have to be careful. It's just the fact that if I say one thing, their algorithm's going to come in and take that one thing, and it's going to just completely take my video down. And that's the problem. Is it's not really freedom of speech. You have to dance around the words. That way the algorithm doesn't pick up the fucking shit you're saying. It's so stupid. Because that's literally, the algorithm is what turns this from a hobby into an actual job. And the algorithm, you can't really trust it because it's going to fuck you over. But my main point was that he changed it from immune health to just throwing things at it. And that's our problem. And then you look at this, okay? It's like a fucking circle of bullshit. We fucking eat this shitty food, sleep like shit, fucking don't get our daily vitamins and nutrients in. And then we have all these fucking problems. That's what they're literally proving now. Mental disorders are mostly trauma, which is caused by your upbringing, society, things like that, obviously. But then things like ADHD, depression, all that shit is caused by food and lack of exercise, lack of sleep. There's multiple studies that show that exercise is far more beneficial to the mind than any antidepressant or anti-anxiety medication. Oh, I don't even know what I could say anymore, man. Fuck it. If this video gets taken down, fuck it. I'll just keep making new fucking channels and we'll just keep fucking doing it. That's all. I like doing this shit. I'm never gonna stop. But that's essentially the point. Is that they could fucking do all these things first. But they're not, because then all these things that they're fucking trying to fund for and campaign for are not gonna work out. Alright? That's why they don't like fucking Trump or RFK or any of these motherfuckers, because they're fucking ready to tear this shit down. Not necessarily the point where we're not going to have a democracy anymore or any other shit, but it's basically like we're seeing the serial killer's fucking face. He took his mask off. And now what? Either it kills us all, or we kill him. That's the only two options. What other options are there? And I'm not saying to burn everything down, but we definitely have to fucking take a look at it. I think I found out that today we're still following medical things from 1909 or something like that. Something that says that... Hold on, let's look this up. We're going to ask AI. Are we still following a medical document from 1909? That's not what I wanted to know. Hold on. Let me just read this. I forgot what it's called. It's not helping me to look this up. There's a document that I just found out about it. And it says like, what does this document say? I don't want to fuck it up. That's why I'm thinking so hard about it. I guess I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know. But the main point I'm trying to make is that it seems like everything's falling apart. And maybe it is a little bit. But maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a good thing, because shit hasn't been going too well anyway. Shit's been falling apart. It hasn't been working. So, we obviously need a better fucking path of doing things. And essentially my main point that I was trying to make this entire podcast is that everything is caused by the same thing. In my brain, everything I've been learning, I hear the same shit over and over again on podcasts and in books, all this shit. Basically, the main simple point is that we're denying our animal instincts, our animal tendencies, our animal fucking needs. We're denying all of that shit in hopes that we can become something else. But in doing so, we're destroying ourselves. Because if you look at it, everything we've done, even, okay, you take a kid that's sitting in school, okay? They're getting fed bullshit food, bullshit information, low level lighting, fucking drop ceiling. You're basically in a goddamn prison all day, okay? If you put a rat or a fucking chimpanzee, you put any animal in that environment, of course they're gonna lash out. Of course they're gonna fucking hate it. Of course they're gonna be depressed. Because it's not suited for our animalistic needs. Why the fuck can't we have every class outside? That never made sense to me as a kid. Why the hell do we have to sit here in this stupid-ass classroom? Every fucking kid in the classroom's looking out the window. We just want to be outside, dude. And they won't let us outside. Like, what the fuck are we doing? It's so simple. Yet, we have so much money and bullshit backing this that it doesn't get done. And it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, money is not everything. We look at money as if it's everything. But what I realized one day, money means absolutely fucking nothing. Because I can make $1 billion tomorrow. Okay? Who the fuck is to say that the U.S. currency is going to be around for a long time? We don't know. And I'm not saying it's going to fall apart, but we literally do not know. We cannot see the future. If you look to the past, I think I said this yesterday, beavers, salt, fucking horses, gold, all this stuff was currency. Now that we've settled on this little piece of paper, we're all so fucking hungry for this little piece of paper that we'll get rid of our comrades, we'll get rid of our family, we'll fuck everybody over just for this little piece of paper. Like, what the fuck are we doing? It makes no sense. It is nothing. It means absolutely nothing. And listen, there was one time I may or may not have taken some mushrooms, okay? I'm not saying I did or didn't. But then I took a $20 bill out of the ATM, okay? And then I went, and when I was gonna fucking give this $20 bill to somebody, obviously, that's why I pulled it out. And I fucking look at this $20 bill. And it looks like the fakest piece of paper I've ever seen in my goddamn life. And it looks so fake to the point that I was questioning if it was real. I'm like, I just pulled this out of the ATM. What the fuck? I was looking at it for a while. And yeah, I was on some substances, but perhaps, allegedly. I didn't say I was or wasn't. I don't agree or disagree to any statements I'm making in this, okay? But the main point is, I realized that day, this is meaningless. This means absolutely nothing. It's what you can do with it. Sure, you can do a lot of things with it. But if you're just wasting it away buying nice cars, nice houses, nice this, nice that. Oh, I got the latest, greatest iPhone. Look at me. What the fuck? Who cares, dude? The next iPhone's coming out next year, dude. You got the newest one? Congratulations. You're going to have to get a new one next year, too. It doesn't make any sense. This materialistic bullshit that we have inside of us just makes no sense to me. It's like, what are we doing? I'm going to have to run and go get a Zin. Hold on. I don't know, man. I have no idea. I understand it, okay? I don't want to sit here and pretend that I don't understand why people are craving money and all this bullshit. I get it. I 100% get it. Listen, I don't remember what podcast it was, but there was a podcast I realized, because I was sitting there. Fuck. This Zin's burning already. I swear some Zins are stronger than others. I swear to God. I'm going to Google that. Just let me Google this real quick before I talk about what I was going to talk about. Are some Zins stronger than others? Others in the same pack? I just heard a weird ass noise. What is this? Hold on. We got a fucking article from NBC, so take that with a grain of salt. The dark side of Zin, how tobacco-free nicotine pouches may harm your health. Will Llamas wasn't a regular tobacco user when a friend first introduced him to Zin nicotine pouches. I had to convince myself, because there wasn't any tobacco, these were pretty safe. Llamas of Stamford, Connecticut said, I liked how it made me feel. It tasted good, and so I was hooked. The 32-year-old said he quickly became addicted to Zyn, using up to 20 pouches a day. The pouches come in 3 or 6 milligram doses of nicotine in a variety of flavors, including coffee, mint, and citrus. Gives you a shot of dopamine, so you just feel a little energized and happier, almost focused. Yama said, it's a nootropic, that's why. This guy obviously didn't know that, but nicotine pouches like Zyn have soared in popularity, blah, 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 blah. Oh. That's the fucking argument they're making? Is that the argument they're... Sorry, you guys can't see what the fucking argument they're making. The argument they're essentially making is that people who would never have tried tobacco products might get hooked on Zyn. But isn't that better than getting hooked on a cigarette at least? I mean, not necessarily. You don't want them to, but I feel like that's probably the least of our concerns right now, is if Zyns are going to get people hooked up when we have an opioid crisis. Like, who cares, dude? Shut the fuck up. Like, why are we worried about Zyns when there's an opioid crisis, there's a homeless epidemic, there's all these fucking problems, and they're trying to come after Zyns because they might addict people? Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, coffee and Zyn mixture is spicy. Oh. Just give me a second. What I was going to say, though, listen, I'm addicted to Zyns, and the reason I read that article was because I want to know if there's actual harmful effects. Like, this is the only product that I've seen, a nicotine product, that doesn't say it causes cancer, doesn't cause reproductive harm, doesn't say any of that. That's why I'm curious, because it doesn't say any of that. It's literally just the packaging, like you would package a bag of chips or something. That's why I'm really curious. But what I was going to say is I realized on one podcast that if I never found like psychedelics or weed, I probably would have been on the same warpath that these politicians are on, dude. Because I was determined to make money. I wanted money. That's all I wanted in this fucking world. And I've theorized and hypothesized that maybe it's because my parents, they were always stressed out and worried and always gone because I didn't know. And I'm sure that they were telling us that they were worried about money, or at least I subconsciously picked up on it. I don't know what the fuck my siblings are on, but I subconsciously picked up on that shit. That, hey, I was like young, dude. I was like 6 or 7 planning on making a lot of money. I was like, I need to make billions. And I obviously had no concept of like that number. I didn't know what a billion was when I was that young, but I knew I needed to make a shit ton of money, an astronomical amount of money. And I don't know if it's going to happen. But before then, I was determined. And I got to finish this. I never finish myself. I got to slow down. I'm always running too fast, and then I don't fucking complete my thought. But I noticed my parents were struggling, probably, and I knew money could solve it. And they probably said something, or just by watching them, I realized money could solve these problems, and I wanted to make a lot of it, just because I was like, okay, if this is the problem, lack of money, if I get a lot of it, it'll solve the problem, right? I don't know how I thought that as a kid, dude. I don't fucking know. But my point is that I was on the war path, dude. I was gonna do anything for it, especially if I never got out of the depressive mindset I was in. I was so angry at everybody, and I was so resentful, and I was so hateful, and I would have done anything. I know it. That's what's so scary, dude. That's why I fucking do what I do. Because I know that monster's in me. And I'm not going to get rid of him because he's going to help me. But I got to utilize that thing to my advantage and not hurt other people anymore. Because I did used to hurt other people, and I'll admit that. But, so I get the fascination and the drive for this currency, but it's not going to solve your problems. You look at people who win the lottery all the time. They fucking win their billions and then they're back down to fucking nothing in a short amount of time because they didn't change their lifestyle. That's what we're not doing. People want that. That's the same thing with the fucking pharmaceuticals and all this other bullshit, dude. We all want this we want a silver bullet. We want something that'll solve it instantly to where we don't have to do any work and it's just going to be a solved, done deal. We're, boom, done. Like weight loss, Ozempic, for example. Look at all the bullshit. They're prescribing it to 6-year-olds, I heard. They're trying to now. It's insane. It's insane what we're doing. And I don't know if this is going to get banned or what. If it does, I think I'll just... If this YouTube channel gets taken down, I think I'll just go on X full time. Fuck it. What else am I going to do? I don't trust any other platform. Even if it doesn't grow as quick, doesn't get as many views. Actually, that might be a better idea than this, to be honest. That's... Okay. I got a backup plan now, so I'm not too worried. Because that algorithm's untethered. It's not trying to focus on certain things. It's just trying to let shit go. So that might be where the best chance of building something is. Now. In this day and age. Because it used to be YouTube. And I've always... My entire life I wanted to be a YouTuber, dude. I was trying this shit when I was a little kid with my friend. We were trying to do this shit. I just didn't know what I was doing at the time. We were just fucking around. But through that fucking around and through watching YouTube videos and through just absorbing all of it, it just made me fall in love with this. It's like it's such an amazing art form. And I don't understand why more people don't see it like that. They just see a YouTube video. It's like, oh, look at that video. But they don't realize the work and dedication and the time put into that and where the idea came from and how they turned that idea to life. That's what I'm fucking curious about. That's why I watch so many different creators, so many different kinds of videos. Because, look, I'll pull up my YouTube algorithm home right now. What do we got? Caleb Hammer. All right, we got Father Moses, Renaissance Periodization, Cleveland Area Body Cam. Mostly fitness, knowledge, or body footage, or just random videos. Sometimes I have random videos pop up, like that one kid that was just smoking and drinking in the park. That just popped up. This chick, I don't know who that is, but you get the point. I just been training my algorithm. I don't know how. I just been watching shit since I was young. I wish I had my original YouTube algorithm, though. Because then I would be able to see all of my history from when I was a kid, like a baby. Let me consider something. There was an idea I had about the health stuff, and I'm trying to remember. Had something to do with the podcast I was just listening to. I don't know, man. But if you look into this shit, I don't really trust stocks anymore either. Just because I know the companies I'm going to have to invest into are ones that are like, they're obviously controlling the market in some way. They are. They have to be. They inflate this company's stock and then they do that. I don't know. I don't even know exactly what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. But if you look at it, watch how the market behaves, it doesn't look like it's doing something. And I got a couple of homies that fuck with it. And I think what they're doing is investing in these companies that are harming us. And if that's what they're doing, because that's the only way to get successful out of there is to invest in these shitty companies that own everything. I don't want to be a part of that. I'd rather lose all the money in the world. I'd rather be a broke son of a bitch my whole life. I ain't gonna fucking play with that market. I got either bug bites or zits on my forehead. I don't know what they are. as soon as within the next few weeks, I'm gonna be starting mushroom growing, and I'm gonna be starting archery. That's my goals. I have to hold myself accountable. That's all I've been thinking about. Because I got this podcast, I got the gym, I got meditation. I just need those two things to get going. Because all these hobbies, man, it's just stuff I love doing. And even if everything falls apart, I'll keep doing them. I've never tried archery. I'm going to admit that. And I've never tried growing mushrooms. Mushrooms, they're my favorite thing in the whole fucking world. But archery, that'll lead to something. These things will lead to other things. That's my idea. Podcast can lead to other things. Going to the gym can lead to other things. Meditating can lead to other things. Growing my own food and medicine can lead to other things. And I don't even know what these other things are. I just want things that I can keep doing forever. I don't want things that are temporary. And what I mean by that, because everything's temporary in a sense, I want to be able to do this stuff my entire life. I can work out my entire life. I can meditate my entire life. I can do this podcast my entire life. Even if nobody watches it, I'll still do it. I'll fucking archery, and the reason I want to do archery is because I want to get my own food. I want to fucking go get my own food, dude. I don't see why the fuck we go to the grocery store and shit. It's because it takes so much time. That's why. It takes a lot of time to get your own food. Me and my brother-in-law caught some fish one day and filleted them up and shit. It took like 5 hours. It was a 5-hour process between catching, cooking, all that shit. It was a long process, and that's like a day we just spent eating, trying to eat one meal. So imagine if you're doing that all the time. You're constantly looking for food, constantly looking for shelter and water, you're constantly avoiding danger. You have no time for anything. That's where our hunter-gatherer ancestors were. They didn't have time to do shit. And we have all the time in the world, but we're not utilizing it. Man, this thing's the devil. I watch motherfuckers. When I'm hanging out with people, I like to put my phone down, and I'm guilty of picking it up, obviously. It's addictive as shit, but I like to put it down and just watch other people. I like to interact with them, obviously, but when they pick up their phone, you just watch them. And what you notice is people waste so much time just fucking looking at this thing for no reason. And it's insane, dude. It's mind-boggling. We waste so much time doing stupid shit all the time, scrolling this thing, watching TV, and I'm guilty of it myself, judging, naming. What I mean by that is judging, comparing, or trying to belittle somebody. We do that so much too. It's such a waste of time and space in your mind. What the fuck are we doing? And I'm guilty. My brain tries to do the same shit. It's just what the brain does. But you don't have to fucking sit there and follow along to it. You just watch it. You're like, brain doing brain shit. Then you just keep moving on. It's not you. You're convinced it's you. That's the mistake. It's never been you. We're probably hitting our time here soon. I can feel it in my bones. But I don't know what else I have to talk about. It's really all I wanted to talk about. Essentially, all these major factors of disease, Alzheimer's, dementia, diabetes, all this shit is a factor of what we're eating, how we're sleeping, if we're getting enough exercise. And then there's those rare occasions where you might need some medical intervention. But a lot of it can be solved by your own volition. And that's the thing, if you start doing it, you inspire others to start doing it. And then that's what Jordan Peterson means by start with yourself. If you want to change the world, start with yourself. Because if you start with yourself and strictly focus on improving yourself, that will improve your entire ecosystem. Because people around you will see you getting better. They'll want to be better. And then Once that happens, your community will want to be better. And then your entire planet will want to be better. It just has to radiate outward. And it starts with us, man. It starts with us. And we don't think we have that much power or control. But we do. We do with those dollars that we're so fucking... We want to... What am I trying to say? With those dollars that we're so hell-bent on getting, we can control what the hell goes down. If we stop buying stupid shit and buying into all this shit. I just found out today that high fructose corn syrup is actually inside some berries, and they knew it. We've known it for a long time. And what this high fructose corn syrup does inside the berries is it prepares the bears for hibernation. So they eat these berries. The high fructose corn syrup, not only it tells their body that they're not satiated, so you can't get full, and it also tells them to get more angry so that they can battle for more resources, because they have to eat as many berries as possible. And so what they did was take this high fructose corn syrup and put it in everything that we consume, because they knew this happened in the 1980s, 1990s, when the tobacco companies bought the food industries, and they started to make our food addictive, and they started to use it against us. And this high fructose corn syrup, I found out, is in alcohol too. So we're not only poisoning ourselves with it, but it's making us more violent, more angry. It's giving us more mental issues. We can't process this amount of sugar that we're putting in our bodies. It's not the same as normal sugar. This is not it's not the same. It's completely different. Let's ask fucking ChatGPT, or not ChatGPT. Let's ask Grok, and then we'll end this thing. So I got to get to the gym before it gets too late. I don't even know what we're at. I'm going to check what we're at. I knew we were getting to the goddamn end, motherfuckers. What is the difference between normal sugar and high fructose corn syrup? Their composition is different. I just want their goddamn summary, dude. Give me the summary. Come on. Please. Please give me the goddamn summary. What are the health... Wait, what do I want to ask? Let's just ask, how much more dangerous is high fructose corn syrup for us than normal sugar? Fructose versus glucose. Both HFCS and sucrose contain fructose and glucose, but fructose is processed primarily by the liver. Excessive fructose intake can lead to increased liver fat, insulin resistance, and higher triglyceride levels more directly than glucose. However, sucrose also provides fructose once broken down. HFCS is often found in highly processed foods and beverages, which are, yeah, we know that. Research. Diabetes, obviously. Alright, where's the conclusion? HFCS itself might not be more dangerous than sucrose when considering direct health effects per calorie consumed. The increased danger comes from overconsumption. HFCS's cheapness and versatility can lead to higher overall sugar intake. Food context, its presence in processed foods encourages a diet high in calories and low in nutrients. There's no nutrients in it. So all this nonsense that we're getting our nutrients and vitamins from our food, it's bullshit. We're eating chemicals. While both sugars contribute to similar issues, the different handling of fructose might exacerbate certain health problems if consumed in large amounts over time. Should be moderation. You should focus on all sugar and moderate. That's what it's saying. But we're going to end this thing, go to the gym. I love you guys. Bye.